There is an interesting story behind Yeah Yeah Beebis 2, one that's more interesting than the game itself, in fact. Yeah Yeah Beebis 2 is a homebrew NES title that's also on the Dreamcast for some reason, that labels itself as the sequel to the well-known lost media mystery Yeah Yeah Beebis 1. Yeah Yeah Beebis 1 is a game that was mentioned in 1989 issues of Video Games and Computer Entertainment, but was never released in any form. There was also no known information about this game, nor were there any footage or screenshots. This led to speculation as to what this game could have been. The most commonly accepted theory was that it was an English version of Family Trainer Rai Rai Kyonshi's Baby Kyonchi no Amida Daiboken. I cannot believe I correctly pronounced that on the first take, with Yeah Yeah Beebis being an awkward translation. This theory is the basis for Yeah Yeah Beebis 2's existence, as the aesthetic and design takes clear inspiration from Rai Rai Kyonshi's. That being said, the aesthetic is the only similarity, as they have completely different gameplay styles. While Rai Rai Kyonshi's was basically a minigame collection, Beebis 2 has you try and kill all the enemies within a time limit. The gameplay is reminiscent of 80s arcade titles like the original Mario does, where the goal is simply to last as long as you can rather than reach the ending. However, those arcade games usually had some slight changes in level design the further you went on, while Beebis 2 just has the same 10 levels on loop. The only thing that changes is the color of the background, but you still have to play through each stage 10 times to see that ending screen. While it is fun for a brief period, you kinda see everything there is to this game in about 10 minutes. I can, at the very least, give credit to the visuals and the music. The sprite work and the level backgrounds are visually appealing, and while it might sound like shallow praise, I was still curious as to how the color palette would change. The music was also well done, with it giving off the haunting mood the game is going for, despite the fact that all the tracks are based off of classical music that does not fit the mood in its original form. The only track that didn't really fit was the boss theme, which was a rendition of Giacchino Rossini's William Tell Overture, but that may have just been a throwaway reference to Konami's Lone Ranger NES game, which also used a chiptune arrangement of William Tell in its soundtrack. Overall, Yeah Yeah Beebis 2 is an interesting novelty, but there isn't really much here game-wise. The real value of the NES and Dreamcast versions are for collectors. Otherwise, this game usually goes on sale for about $1, so you won't lose much.